Hey, don't be a loser.
Love of God.
I'm Stephanie,
I'm Helen.
and welcome to this week's podcast.
Yes.
Make sure to hit the follow button and let us know what you think in the comments.
Yes, please.
Okay. Uh, a cute little story to start this off. I feel like I have maybe a little bit more lighthearted topics today.
Oh, that's good.
We'll pepper in some unlighthearted,
Hmm.
maybe hit some viewer comments because we had some
We had some
interesting.
doozies. We had some doozies.
Yes, yes. We did not make some friends last week.
Whatever.
That's okay.
There. Those people
But
mean nothing to me.
exactly. It was my grandson's birthday, and my
Hmm.
stepson called and wished him a happy birthday and told him he loved him. So when they hung up, my grandson, who's 6, said, "Does Uncle Adam want to kiss me and want to marry me because he loves me?"
Oh, that's hilarious.
Isn't that cute?
I hope not,
Yeah,
unless
he
he's
doesn't.
Muslim.
I was like, that's a story to tell like at his graduation or just little
That's
parties and stuff.
hilarious.
So cute.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Yeah. So that gave me a good laugh. I think it gave everyone a good laugh. And then
That is
someone had asked me when I
adorable.
told him, well, then what did everyone say? I said, well, we all laugh so much. We I don't think we even thought that.
Yeah, no, just laughing is enough. Oh my gosh, so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. So this isn't as new, and I imagine there's more things of developing on this, but I liked this story. So even though it happened a little bit ago, the initial part, I still wanted to bring it up about Trump publicly pushing for the protection of the Iranian women's team after they
Yes.
refused to sing their Iranian national anthem.
Hmm.
5 players had already received asylum in Australia, but many of them went home because they were worried about their families and their families were being threatened.
Yeah.
And the situation is tied to their perceived protest and fears of punishment in Iran. It's not simply a sports issue.
No, one of the, I think one of the players was granted asylum, she went back because her family went missing.
Yes.
And like, how sad is that? The fact that these poor women are going through this, their families are suffering, through this. And
Mhm.
not one women's rights group, not one feminist, not one loser liberal, not one organization around the world has spoken up on their behalf from a liberal point of view. Others have. But how sad is that these women are really facing this alone when where are all these feminists? Where are all these, women's power, girl boss, we're the best. No, you guys are all losers because you can't support women who really need support. You're too busy supporting men who have mental illnesses who think they're women. You'll support them, but you won't support actual women in sports who are dealing with horrific situation in their home country, what their families are dealing with. No, crickets, nothing. No, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to talk about here because it's not about some loser transgender, who has a mental illness and just needs some actual psychiatric help. But no, they can't support real women.
Right.
So I don't want to hear from any feminists about any topics because they don't support women. They support an agenda. They support what they're told to support.
Hmm.
And therefore, they're illegitimate. They're not real. They are not champions of women in any way, shape, or form. They are just a bunch of hacks. You know,
Hmm.
yeah.
And my heart goes out to them. And I
Yeah.
do want to clarify because I said I had some lighter hearted topics. And what I meant was the fact that Trump was really rallying behind these
Yes.
athletes and these women. That was the lighthearted part to
Yeah,
me,
he
not
even
what they're
put out
dealing with at
there,
home.
he's like, if you don't take them, we will.
Right.
These are brave women. We want brave people in this country.
Right.
Absolutely want brave people. I would swap all of the liberal women in sports. Oh my gosh, my chair just went down. Let me fix that. Hilarious. I would swap
Whoopsie.
all the liberal women we have in our sports for those Iranian Soccer players, Iranian women soccer players, because they are truly courageous. They are brave, and they are the type of people that we want in this country, not
Hmm.
crybabies, like losers. I don't care. That's why I didn't care about the Olympics because they're over there, they're representing our country, and they're like, ew, I'm not proud of the flag. Ew, I don't want to hear my national anthem. Ew, I don't want you to come back. Stay there. No
Right,
one's gonna miss you. I promise. No one will
right,
care that you didn't come back. Yeah. It's like, fine, you don't feel that way, but why do you have to act like an idiot in front of the whole world, thinking you're so cool, saying bad things about your country?
right,
Then why are you representing it? Why are you there?
right.
Why are you
I,
saying that? Yeah, go find another country. Let another country sponsor you. That one girl, that there was a Chinese girl. She's American, born here, everything. But I think it was an ice skater, right? But she skated, I forget which athlete. She might have been an ice skater, but she represented China. You know what? Good for her because at least she's honest about who she is. At least
that's a
she's
fair
honest
point.
about who she is. She's not a
Hmm.
hypocrite.
Hmm.
I don't have to agree with her. She doesn't have to agree
Right,
with me. But I
right.
know that she is who she is.
Hmm.
She didn't go out there whining and complaining. No, she's flying under the flag of China, even though she's a US citizen. I
It's
can't,
her right.
it's
It's her
I'm not
choice.
I'm not mad at her for that.
Right. I mean, she's allowed to her opinions, and if it's
Yeah,
not breaking their rules or their laws and they're welcoming
yeah.
to it,
I mean,
so
I
be it.
don't know why you wouldn't want to skate for the United States of America. It's an amazing country, the best country in the whole history of the world.
Mhm.
People, you know, died to come to this country.
Right.
But for
Right.
some reason, this country is horrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably because your liberal teachers taught you that in public school. Yeah.
It's like, I mean, there's an old song for someone who doesn't like sports. I guess I really use a lot of sports analogies, but it's like something like root, root, root for the home team.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Oh, that's a
human
baseball song.
nature.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what
Yeah.
they sing in the seventh inning stretch.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
pick me
you
up the
want your
ball.
home team, whether
Yeah.
it's your home team, your country, whatever, because you people usually have pride of where they're
Yeah.
born and
Yeah.
the good things their country has done for them or they've done for their country. Just pride.
Yeah. No, I don't care what their politics are. I'm going to root for all the US athletes, but
Exactly.
I don't need to know your politics. That's the number one thing. This should be apolitical.
Right.
There should be nothing political about it. You're skating, you're skiing, you're bobsledding, you're whatever it is, just
Losing.
luging. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, whatever it happens to be, you do your
Hmm.
thing and do your best, and you'll have your whole nation cheering for you,
Exactly.
not just the people that you will agree with. Like, we don't care.
Right.
I want as
Right.
many gold medals as I can get. But
Exactly.
I don't need to hear your political beliefs, so shut up. You're not that
Preach.
important. You're not that important in the world. Trust me.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's that's uh that's that for now.
That's that.
This was something also that I felt was of note, and it's the closest verbatim translation of what Isabel Diaz Ayuso, and I'm probably butchering that. She's the president of the Community of Madrid, and she said
Mm.
this during a debate in the Madrid Assembly. I encourage them to go to Tehran alone and drunk.
Yeah.
Or, for example, in a miniskirt to Kabul. Go ahead. Take your gay friends with you and see when they hang them from cranes. That's how homosexuality and women are treated there.
Yeah. Why don't people get that? Like what is that? They really people are really stupid. They're really dumb about everything about this. They
Hmm.
just don't get it. They will kill you if you
Right.
are gay.
And that's terrible,
It is.
atrocious,
No,
horrible.
no one should be killed for that.
No,
Unless you're hurting children,
but that's a separate issue.
it's a separate issue.
Yeah.
But,
Well, not that gay is an issue, but I mean that's a separate topic,
well,
separate
no.
completely.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care, gay, straight, whatever it is. You touch a kid, you should deserve to die.
Yep.
And I will be the one to happily make sure it happens.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, like don't. don't confuse what liberties and freedoms you have in the United States and in Europe for what you're going to get in these other countries.
Right.
Go see what happens. Because she's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely right. They will hang them from cranes, they'll throw them off of buildings because that's what they like to do. And they will
Mm-hmm.
stone them to death. And they will
Mm-hmm.
do everything they can to make sure that person is dead. They make sure that person does not wake up in the morning because they don't want them there. So
Yes.
when I see these morons, queers for Palestine, go to Palestine and see what they do to you when you tell them you're queer.
I mean,
If you
that's
if you survive 24 hours, I'd be amazed.
right. It's atrocious.
Yeah.
And again, we're said that we are the uneducated party.
Yeah, because we don't understand how great it is. Yeah, I really don't understand that because I don't think that it's great that you have to cover your hair or your face or your body
Right.
because a guy doesn't understand that he doesn't just have the right to it. So I don't know how my hair, my face, my body, covering myself in just a sheet with a bed sheet with holes in just for the eyes, that's
Hmm.
going to stop a man from being tempted. Well, maybe that guy has a mental problem and I should
Right.
not be the one who should be covered up. Maybe that person should be locked up.
Right. Right.
Yeah, no, morons, complete idiots.
Well, and that I'm going to segue into one of our reader comments.
Oh, yay.
Yes. And this one was very interesting. It was by a woman that she said, I lived in the Middle East
Mm.
for 10 years. I never thought I would have to hear the call to prayer again in my life. I certainly hope I don't have to hear it in the United States, in my town. Mind you, we weren't even allowed to go to church. We had to hide it in the school. They took anything that we had that was remotely related to Christianity and customs. We had to make all of our decorations for our Christmas trees by hand, and we had to take, oops, hit a wrong button. Commercial break.
It's okay.
And we had to make all of our decorations by Christmas trees by Christmas trees by hand. We had to take our artificial Christmas trees apart and sneak them into the country or make a tree on our own. But in the United States, it's going to allow them to do this is absolutely insane.
Yeah, no, I agree with it. Wow, that's awesome. I think that who was that?
That was, oh, it cut off. I'll come back to it. It was a great reader. I actually reached out to her and asked her if
Mm.
she would like to be on our podcast so we could interview her. I haven't heard back.
Yeah.
Maybe she thought we were a little wackadoo for asking her, but I thought she would have a perspective that could be
Yeah, I think
helpful.
that's great. Yeah, if we
Mm-hmm.
can, if she's willing, then
Mm-hmm.
that's amazing. Yeah, I'd
Mm-hmm.
love to talk to her, learn more about where she was staying, what other experiences she had there. Was she born there? Was she there for whatever reason? Um, yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but that's the reality. And people say, no, that's not true. This is somebody who lived it, and you
Mm-hmm.
still want to be in denial because it doesn't serve your liberal narrative. But,
Yes. So then we had another reel where we talked about, it's kind of looked down upon and frowned upon to say Merry Christmas.
mhm.
And Daniel Lopes, 1829, said, in all caps, no one has ever told us that we cannot say Merry Christmas. Go F yourself with your misinformation BS. And that's exactly how I wrote it. I did not say those swear words just
Okay.
because I read it to someone and they said, did they say it? And you're just editing? I'm like, nope, that's what they said.
Okay.
And I just said, thanks for your interest in our podcast. And here's another case of agree to disagree. And then he wrote back and said, stop spreading misinformation.
Mm.
And look, it's Weiss underscore Z1 said that we are an OnlyFan bitch page.
Oh, well, it's kind of sad that how does he even know about OnlyFans? I don't even know what that is really. I just know that's not a really good place. So he must frequent there quite often.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
know.
I did say he, it could be she, to be
Well,
fair. I don't know.
he said
Because,
he said Wes, right?
well, WAIS underscore Z1.
Oh, well, okay. Either
Yeah.
way.
So, yeah.
Well,
So I thought I'd be a little funny and I wrote back and I said, well, we didn't even have to get naked or show our feet.
there we go.
And I
So,
say show feet because I always hear people joke about like OnlyFans is for foot fetish people.
ah,
I don't know. I don't have one. So,
well, maybe this person does because they seem to know what it is. So, all right.
yeah. And then they responded back to that as OnlyFan become anti-Islam. And so then I just left it alone at that point because I don't know what that meant.
I don't know. That just meant that that person's mentally ill.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of them are fun to respond to, and some of them you just kind of let go because they are
Yeah.
just, not well people. And so
I mean, differing opinions are fine.
I don't care. I have a different
I
opinion.
mean, and that's
But
what
no, we're
makes the
always
world go
very
round.
respectful. The first round, we'll always be
Hmm.
respectful. The
Hmm.
second round, when you come back and you still want to argue, then, we might add a little sassafras to the conversation.
Yep. Yep. But I don't know. I liked her comment of the we didn't even have to show our feet.
Yeah, I like that. That was clever.
Back to kind of an Olympic topic.
Oh, sure.
This Olympic bobsledder, Kaillie Humphries,
Hmm.
if I'm saying her name correctly, she presented Donald Trump with the Order of Ecos Medallion during a Women's History Month event at the White
Oh,
House.
yes. That was
Hmm.
amazing.
She's a decorated Olympic bobsledder. She's won medals for both Canada and the United States and earned 2 bronze medals in the 2026 Winter Olympics. And if you are like me, that and we're not exactly sure what the Order of Ecos actually is, it's not an Olympic medal like a gold, silver, or bronze. It's a special medallion that every U.S. Olympic medalist receives to give someone who helped them succeed. It's often a coach or a mentor or a
Hmm.
supporter, and the athletes get to choose who receives it.
Yeah.
And she gave it to Trump because she believed his policies supported women's sports and IVF access, which she said affected her family.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. He is doing good things for women's sports in the sense that he does not understand why anybody would think it's okay for boys, biological boys and men, to compete against women and girls.
Hmm.
So yeah, I absolutely feel that he's doing something good for them. And so I think it's great that she recognized that and she felt that he was the most deserving person for her to give that award to. So fantastic. And I'm sure Trump is so funny. I did see that when she gave it to him and he was just like, "What?" It's like, me? Like what? Like, don't mind if I do. It's like,
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. So that's great.
Well, I had noticed this topic on social media from a friend and looked into it a little bit and actually started power walking with another friend. We noticed that we knew we lived nearby. She's a friend that I used to take bar with. And one morning I saw her and I said, "Oh my gosh, hi." And so we have started power walking together and we were talking about this. And she has an interesting perspective to me because she has not been born here. When she
Mm,
came here legally and had to register, they said you had to be a Democrat or Republican. And she wasn't that familiar with it. And she's
yeah.
like, "Is there something else?" And they said independent. She's like, "I'll be that."
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she wasn't
You
that
don't
versed
have
on it.
to be one or the other. Why would they tell her that?
Right. So, but she had some interesting perspectives about this too. But the Kansas passed a law in 2026 requiring driver's licenses to match the sex assigned at birth,
Yeah.
which led the state to invalidate previously changed transgender license and require replacements.
Okay.
So, this affects jobs, purchasing a home, driving legally. And some of these things you don't think of. You hear about it, but it doesn't really necessarily affect you until you come across it or someone you know.
Mhm.
So I had come across this in purchasing when I had a transgender, someone transitioning, purchasing a home. Well, to get their loan, your name has to match your driver's license. And also on the paperwork, it will say, Joe Schmo, a single man, or Mary Frances, a married woman,
Mhm.
whatever. So one day for that one, because they were transitioning and they were going to get their document, well, the title company had called me and we had just had a conversation. Then they called back and the contact sounded funny. And I was like, "Uh oh, is there a problem?" And she's like, "Well, uh, I don't know how to word this. And I thought it's probably something about this. And I said, well, I might know what you're talking about, but how about you just try to word it as politely as possible? And if you say something that's maybe not the correct way, I'll know you're just trying to be polite and we're trying to get this done for the client. And she's like, oh, okay, perfect. And I said, okay, they're going to get the driver's license like in 2 weeks or something that matches the name and the gender matches. But these are things that affect people that you wouldn't necessarily think about. You might kind of hear about it, but until you're dealing with it, you're like, oh yes,
Yeah, I don't care.
that's a problem. I mean,
You're a
I
boy,
do
you're a boy, you're a
because
girl, you're a girl.
well, and I
You
think
can you can grow your hair out, you can cut it
mhm.
short, you can wear makeup, you can do whatever you want. You cannot change biology. You cannot change what you are.
Well, and I
I
think
don't care.
right, right.
So
But I
just
think
accept that. And if you want to wear women's clothing, you want to wear men's clothing, you want to do whatever, I don't care. But stop pretending that you're something you're not. I don't care
and
what you do.
I think this is coming because it's trying to keep people out of women's spaces, which I think that's why we got into this quandary when they're saying, because I don't know that it's safe for someone who was born a male who's a female to go into the men's room. And then my friend had said, well, maybe there needs to be another topic. She said, for example, when I was pregnant, I needed to know where the restrooms were. So if there's not a restroom that can accommodate them, maybe they don't go to that place or they make sure they go long enough where they don't have to use the restroom during their stay.
Most places have one that's family. If you're really that desperate to not go into the one that you should go
No, I
into the
mean, or
family
if you're
room.
just fearful, which could be.
Why should you be fearful? You're the one who put yourself in the situation.
I feel like if you are born a man and transition into a woman and use the men's room, I don't feel like it's necessarily the safest thing for you.
Get your mental illness checked. I don't know. You're
I,
not, you are not anything other than what you were born biologically. I don't
yeah,
care.
and I know, and I hear that, and I also, to the point where I think there are some people who can transition and go about their business and go into the ladies' room and use a stall and be appropriate and not be trying to do anything creepy. And then I
Yeah,
think that there are men that are trying to go into women's spaces and be creepers.
creepy.
And I know I wouldn't want them around,
Yeah,
my grandchildren or my,
yeah.
younger family
Yeah,
member.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Yeah, their driver's license should show their biological
mhm,
sex. Because that is who they are. If they do a DNA test,
mhm.
what's it going to come back as?
But this comes back to several of our topics and conversations, a lot of them on the podcast, where I have said, I like to come at things from kindness. But perhaps I am part of the problem as someone coming at it for kindness because I'm trying to see it from everyone's perspective. And maybe if you just black and white it as this is how you were born, or you see what I'm saying?
I don't care. Do what you want. But
Mm-hmm.
you're a guy. You don't belong in the women's room. You're
Mm-hmm.
you're a girl. You don't belong in the men's room. You go into the one you're in. Use the family bathroom. Most places have a family
Mm-hmm.
bathroom. Go ahead, use it.
Or hopefully like a single, because there was one case, it was at a gym. There's been a couple things that have happened at a gym and it was on a video and the person was in the stall. They said they were a woman, but they were in the stall
Yeah, no, he wasn't a
pleasuring
woman.
themselves and it
He
was
was a
it was
gross
not a woman.
guy. He was a
Mm-hmm.
gross, mentally ill, transgender guy. Well, I don't know, woman, man, I don't know. I don't care. I don't need to learn the correct vernacular and terminology for it because it's all bullshit. So, you know, it's a guy dressed as a woman, very poorly dressed as a woman, barely minimum to make himself
Mm-hmm.
look like a woman, doing
Right.
this thing in the women's locker room. No, 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 no. No,
Yeah.
you're a disgusting pervert.
Right.
Get out. No, it is. Why does he need to be in the women's room? Then what is he doing? Yeah, he's not doing a normal thing.
Right.
He's doing something very disgusting, very lewd. And then what did the gym do? The gym sided with that mentally ill person instead of the woman who
Right.
caught
Who
him
complained?
and said that he needed to get out because of what he was doing was inappropriate.
Mm-hmm. Same
That's
one with
what
that Tish at the
kindness
gym.
brings. Kindness brings this behavior because they're like, oh, you have to be nice to me because I have a mental illness, even though we're not going to call it a mental illness. And I'm going to get away with whatever I want because if you're mean to me, I'm going to say you're a racist or you're transphobic or you're whatever. When no, you have a mental illness and this
Hmm.
person is calling it out to you so you can get help. You should be thanking this person. Yeah. No, kindness does
Yeah.
not ever serve a real purpose
So
other
that, and
than to
that
make
comes,
the person who is being kind feel good about themselves.
and perhaps, and I'm starting to change my mind of what I still want to come at things at kindness, but maybe that looks different
Yeah,
is where I'm
maybe.
saying I'm kind of,
Yeah, because you
uh,
are a kind person. I'm not. That's okay. But you are definitely a kind person. And I don't want you to lose your kindness, but I want you to reevaluate
hmm
what that means and how you approach things and how you think of things because it's not your job to make everyone feel comfortable. Screw that. Why don't they make me feel comfortable, right? So they don't care about how comfortable I am. So why should I care about how comfortable they are?
hmm
They're the problem, not me. So
yeah,
what do I care? I'm going to be honest about it. I'm not going to come kindness. No, doesn't serve a purpose.
I hear you. I
I
hear you.
know, I know, I know. I know you.
You know
We're
what?
so opposite in this area. And my share went down again.
It's like, I feel like your chair is kind of punctuating,
Oh, well,
kind of
okay.
punctuating it.
I didn't say in the beginning, but we're staying at a hotel right now because our house is getting renovated. And so we're not in my usual setup, obviously. Like this is not artwork I would have in my house.
Well, and I do love turtles, not this much. I'm staying at a friend's house, and it's on the water, and
This is a
she,
traveling edition of Don't Be a
yes,
Loser for
yes,
the Love of God.
we get it done. We work it into our lives because it's important,
Yes.
and we have gotten several comments that people thanked us for bringing things to
Yeah.
light. We've
Yeah.
more than several, but I mean, and people have said, "Bless you, keep doing this," and that gives me a lot of joy
No, I
that
think, yeah.
it's helping people and bringing things to light that need to be brought to light.
Yeah. We don't care. We're not saying we need millions and millions of followers. We just want to do this because we want to help people. And if we can help one person, then this
Hmm.
whole thing is worth it
Hmm.
because that's what it's for. I mean, as a Christian,
Hmm.
I want people to know the joy of Jesus. You know,
Hmm.
he's our Lord and Savior. He is the one true God, and happiness comes from knowing him. And
Hmm.
if people did that, they would not have some of these problems in their lives. They would not think the way they think about things. You know, everything is just so much better. Not every day is great. No, there's going to be moments when things are not going your way and it's a bad day. You get a flat tire on your way to work and you're like,
Right.
oh, but there's goodness in every day. And the more you look at it that way, and the more you open your heart and you start to really understand what it is to be a Christian and to love Jesus and for him to love you and you know and just want the best for you, you'll
Hmm.
notice a lot more goodness in your day to day than you have before. And you're going to really have to start different perspectives and different ways of looking at things. People laugh at me, you know, they joke around with me because I am opinionated and I get very passionate about things. But I get that passion. It's not just there, it's there because it's there for a reason. You know,
Hmm.
God gave it to me and I need to
Hmm.
use it. It's one of
Right.
my, that's one of my blessings from him. And,
Hmm.
if I can get you to change on how you view kindness, then, then I can say that's a job well done and thank you, Jesus. So,
I don't know. It'd be interesting exactly to hear how because I know that Jesus comes at things of kindness too, but of course honesty as well.
well,
So
Jesus flips tables.
yes.
People just think, oh, he was so kind. No, he got angry. He got
Hmm.
mad. He flipped tables. He wanted people to know when they were wrong. And
Right.
that's what we have to do. We can't just say, oh, we're Christian. We're going to sit here and we're going to be very meek and humble and shy. And we're not going to hurt anybody's feelings. Why? Jesus did. Jesus said, don't screw up in ways that you shouldn't screw up, right? I'm being very,
Hmm.
very, liberal with my language right now with that, with interpretation. But he flipped tables because people were doing the wrong thing.
Hmm.
And they needed to learn and they weren't going to just listen. He had to have action with it. And yes, he was very kind. Yes, he was very loving. Yes, he was a great teacher, a great mentor. He wanted the best for people
Hmm.
and for children and for women. And you know what, though? He did what he needed to do.
Hmm.
So don't ever think that just because you're a Christian or that we're Christian, that we have to be kind and we have to be tolerant and accepting and we have to be losers and weak.
Yeah.
No, Christians are strong. We're warriors. We've endured persecution like you've never seen before in
Mhm.
religions. And it's still happening today. Christians are still persecuted. They're the most persecuted religion in the world today.
It's like
Still.
trendy. It's trendy to persecute Christians now.
Yeah, no, they're still killing them in Nigeria. They're still killing them in the Middle East. They're still
Hmm.
killing them in other parts of the world. Christianity is not a religion for weak people.
Exactly.
It's not. You have to be strong because
Hmm.
there is so much that you have to endure. What other religion is made fun of as much as it is or called out in stupid Hollywood, Satan's Wonderland over there, or in the
Right.
music industry, again, another pedophile haven. Look
Right.
at all these places. Why are they going against Christians? Why are they so obsessed with wanting to mock Jesus, mock Christianity, and have
Hmm.
people convinced that it's there's no real Jesus was a person, but he really wasn't the Son of God. Yeah, he was.
Hmm.
Yes, he was.
Hmm.
He was crucified on the cross on Good Friday, and then
Hmm.
he rose 3 days later on Easter.
Right.
That is a miracle, and that is the sign of God, that Jesus was the Son of God. And people just don't understand what that really meant. And they're like, oh, well, no one knows for sure. Yes, how many people wrote about it?
Hmm.
And, it's just crazy to me. You don't want to believe in him, that's your problem. But
Yeah.
don't tell me I'm wrong because I know I'm not wrong. I know I am right because I've seen the miracles that he's done in my life and in other people's lives. And
Hmm.
it's only because of him.
I
So,
agree.
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, God bless you, Stephanie, because you are probably the kindest person I know. But I do want to help you break away from being too kind. That's my mission with you.
But I also would not say I'm meek or
No,
weak.
you're definitely not meek.
Hmm.
No, but
Or
you
weak.
meek or weak. No,
Yeah.
you're not. But, you know, it's good to have it's good to have different opinions around you and different ways perspectives and different things to
Hmm.
look at. But I
Hmm.
know that deep down that you and I are the same in the fact that we want what's best for the world. We want
Hmm.
what's best for people, and what's best really is them knowing Jesus.
Hmm. Yep.
Mm.
I agree.
Yeah.
I have one more little lighthearted topic.
Okay, cool.
The documentary about Melania Trump.
Oh my God, that was so good.
Well, she started streaming on Amazon Prime Video on March 9th,
Yes.
and just after a short theatrical run, and the movie has also appeared in Prime's Video's top 10 list in the US. So,
Oh my gosh, I love that movie. That was so fun to see with you and see
oh
it in
my
the
gosh, I so
theater.
enjoyed it too.
Oh, I know. I went home and James was like, "How was it?" I was like, "It was the best." Like I
It was a
loved it. He
12.
goes, he goes, "What was it about?" I was like, "I can't even explain it to you because you don't care. I'm just going to relive it in my mind,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna
Hmm.
smile and go to sleep with a smile on my face." And
It was
it,
fantastic.
oh, the
Hmm.
music, just her, the fashion, the behind the scenes. Oh my gosh, yeah,
Hmm.
definitely gonna watch that again. Loved it,
Hmm.
loved, loved it.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. I also did, I don't know if I told you, but I read her autobiography,
Okay.
her memoir,
And
yeah. It was really good. I read that before we saw, I read that like in December or something,
okay.
or January, whenever it came out. Yeah, it was really good. Lots of pictures of her and Donald and Barron and her family and like her
Hmm.
early modeling days. It was just a really nice thing. Yeah, and a lot of it tied into the documentary, because she did talk a lot about different things and
Yes,
yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, yeah, I loved it. So
Is there any other topics you want to touch on before we sign out?
no, I think we're good for now. I mean, we
Okay.
talked about a lot of good things, and I'm sure we'll talk about a lot more good things in the next one.
Yes, I think we will. That's a safe bet.
Yes. And I'm a betting woman.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't I have to tell you, this is the last week I'll sign out because I get to I'm supposed to keep this on, other than when I shower, and I get to take it off next week.
Oh, so this is okay.
Yeah. So,
This is the sayonara sign off
yeah.
for your
So
cast.
this is hopefully the last time I ever do one with a stupid cast of any
Yeah.
form
Yeah.
because I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
So on that note, I will say, don't be a loser.
For the love of God.
I'm Stephanie,
I'm Helen.
and until the next time,
Bye bye.
bye bye.